あーあーあーあーあーよし。これは見たシーンと。で、この書
Where's the
店の中
bookseller?
見ていくんだっけね。
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
ダークウォーターの歴史。この辺のアイテムは医学を上げるのにもってこいだね。
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary. What happened here? Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work.
窓割ってなんか血がついてたもんね。
Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably.
長身のおそらく男性が踏んだと思われる足跡。
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
医学は多分失敗してる。
What sort of thief leaves his tools? What killed all these animals?
牛だ。
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
これはオカルト成功したか。
What the? Charles Hawkins? What's happening to Hawkins? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
ここに厳重に何かを保管していると。
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Uh, なんか番号のヒントがあったんだけど、ヒントってことはこれ書かなきゃいけないのかな?
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
睡眠薬。
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
建立、どうもどうも。最近こそこそ告知もせずにこのゲームを進めてます。ああ、そうだよね。そうだよね。金庫開けなきゃいけないんだね。
Arkham editions. Never heard of them. How many volumes are there in this collection?
ほう、アーカム文集が高い。
Another volume by Arkham editions. Arkham editions. Never. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham editions. How many volumes are there in this collection?
さて、これオイルランプか。
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide.
お、シリン
I
ダ
should
ー
perhaps listen to them.
をゲット。シリンダー1がまだどっかにあるはずなんだな。あるはずなんだな。どこだろう。
Things are not looking good.
チェスはパッと見て盤面わかんないからな。駒の動かし方を。
A kind of chalice.
ゴブレッツ。これか。シリンダーがどっかにあるって言ってたよね。これか。ギリシャ世界で生命と学が交わされるところにある。ギリシャ世界で生命と学
What does this strange book contain? This book contains
ああ、やば
unholy
そうな
knowledge.
本を読んでしまった。
The Book of Zion is the foundational work
Zion.
behind Helena Blavatsky's theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
このゲームあまりにも文字が読みにくいから、クリアまで行ったらなんかもうちょっと見やすいゲームやろうね。やってる側はね、雰囲気が良くて楽しいんだけど、見てる側はね、すごく見づらいと思う。よいしょ。よいしょ。
What a strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
犬型のお守り。よいしょ。さて、この金庫開けなきゃダメなのかな？でも、金庫を開けるのにシリンジが必要で、そのシリンダーがどこにあるってんだ。うわぁ。2つのシリンダーじゃどうしようもない。
Another volume by Arkham editions. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham editions. Arkham editions. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham editions. Arkham editions. Never heard of them. kind of chalice.
一回見たし。
Things are not looking good.
これなんだよね。振動123。
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions.
The chalice of knowledge.
ここスタートにしよう。1、2、3、4、5。
And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
この
Dear friend, dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research.
What did Drake say about this collection?
5なんとか9。
Tire of browsing through them. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers.
白い
I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
1、2、3、4。3か4。3か4だな。539が549だな。開いた。サラが入れたと思われる本を入手。随分厳重にしまわれてる。ああ、とんでもないことに巻き込まれそう。そんなことはなかった。リバーサイド病院に戻ってきましたね。お、麦星さんヤッホー。どうもどうも。進めてます、ぼちぼちこのゲーム。
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Very well. I'll examine him.
1回に2章ずつぐらい進むんでね。
His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out.
成功してるっぽい
He's
な。
totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin. Tender at the touch. Slightly sticky. 30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell.
そうなんですよね。ゆっくり喋ってくれれば読み上げるんですけど、ネイティブに早く読まれちゃう
Severe
んで
malnutrition.
読み上げも間に合わなくて。
Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
このゲームが終わったらもうちょっと見やすいゲームに移ろうと思ってます。
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at
こ
once.
の遺体の男
Dr.
性
Fuller
は
said not to
妊婦
worry,
みたいにお腹
that
が
the
膨
edema
らんで
would
る
go
そう
away
です。
by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier,
He seemed to feel better?
yes, like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients. Provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not?
ダーイ氏が何かを
Those
してる
people
の
are
かな
not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
His limbs? His body temperature? I don't know what experiments you've undertaken, but this is going too
謎の
far.
挙動をしがち。
Oh, I sense some excitement beneath your indignation. Could it be you wish to join me in my scientific endeavors?
You are a brilliant physician, Dr. Fuller, but this man has the attributes of some kind of animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in
で
time.
も隠してる。
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep Mum.
体が変わっているなんか知らないあれを成功してたな。ピアスじゃなくなってるもんね。この男性が明らかに様子がおかしい。てかこれがピアスじゃない？まあいいや。様子がおかしくてフライ氏がなんかしてるっぽいと。でそのカルテも隠されてるからカルテを探しに行こうっていう流れだね。
Chronic insomnia. Like half the island. The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
オフィスはどこにある？
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch.
The doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high.
Donovan?
Oh, listen to the way you talk, you naughty girl. And the answer is no. You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing. That silly goose lets herself be trodden on.
Oh well, at least we won't have to clean for a while.
そう
And just wait and see the next time the water's cut off. It's a real
We've been waiting to be restocked for weeks.
発注したものは届かない。
We're running out of this medicine.
I know, Doctor. We sent the purchase order, though, and Mrs.
発注
Donovan
が却下
refused
され
it.
てる。
Once again.
Can't you do anything?
Donovan takes her instructions directly from Dr. Fuller. I'm afraid I can do nothing about it for the moment.
この主人公ね、どこのノブもね、右手で開けるしね、この世界はね、全部両開きだよ、ほら。なんか出ませんか、本当に。なんか出ませんか。ボイラールームだしな。
I don't have any business in the boiler room.
開かないの分かってから用がないって言って
Let's hope I can go through the administration office.
開かないからどっかから入らないといけない。
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
Sorry, but nobody can take anything until I finish the inventory.
はい。
Please. The fewer interruptions there are, the faster I'll be finished.
分かったよ。分かったよ。怒られちった。ここは開く。
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going?
そうなるよね。
Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
チクられちゃう。なんかトイレの水がどうとかで漏れたらなんだっつってたよね。なんだかんだ言ってる。トイレに行かなきゃいけないのかな。マスターキーがあればいいんだけどね。
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this
そう
up.
じゃない。
And I'm the one who
バ
pays.
スルームだけど。
What a pest. It's so unfair.
バスルームだけど。そっか、バスルームだからあれか違うか。トイレ探さなきゃいけないんだね。オートセーブされます。やっぱね、来 たでしょっていうのがバレちゃったんだよね。
Watch out for the water, Doctor.
おや、医学の本。大掃除してて入れないざますね。なんか明らか隠れる顔。
Patients and hospital personnel eat the same food.
Doctor, please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation. Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands. Hay fever. What's he doing here?
花粉症。花粉症で入院されてます。
He broke his back in an accident down by the docks. Why did nobody tell me about her admission? Mrs. Sanders?
お、サンダーさん。
What is the boiler room key doing here? The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it. The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it. This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
ピアースが治療途中だよっていうのが載ってるね。
In theory, this is where we hang the key to the boiler room. Dr. Fuller always keeps his key with him.
ボイラールームの鍵がなぜかここにありましたと。
Dr. Colden?
ボイラールーム。ここは開くんだっけね、ここが開いてもな。なんかあるかな、もう一回探してみるか。明らか隠れてくださいって言わんばかりのロッカーがあるから、また追いかけっこ起きんのかな。医学参考書。
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
Where did my fiancée go? I hope those nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
There's no way I'm leaving until I find what Fuller is hiding. The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up.
同じこと言ってないこの人。道わかんなくなっちゃった。ボイラールームどこだっけ？あった。
The door to the boiler room is locked.
ロックなんだよね。鍵はでもさっき取らなかったんだよね。
Dr. Colden, we need you at once in Dormitory B.
What is the problem?
Mr. Evans seems to be having trouble with his IV.
I've done an exam. Deborah is looking after him.
And the family of Mrs. Harding is asking to see her medical file.
I'll never understand why it's so hard to see patients' files around here.
Rules are rules. See, with Dr. Fuller, he's in charge. Anyhow, they're still waiting, and I don't think they'll leave until they get what they want.
Understood. Anything else?
As a matter of fact, yes. A man has been brought up from the basement.
Oh. What state is he in now?
You should go see for yourself, Doctor.
患者の家族が姿やカルテを見せろって言いに来てるのと、
Dr. Colden.
新しい患者が一人来ましたと。新しい患者？
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination. He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling. His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, what should we do with this patient?
You did good work. The tranquilizer is kicked in. Now you can disinfect and bandage his wounds.
Thank you, Doctor. And as to his weight loss?
I'll prescribe an antifungal treatment for his dysgeusia. In the meantime, feed him intravenously.
It'll be done.
あんまり状況は芳しくない感じですね。とりあえずご飯も食べれなくて痩せ細ってるから
Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble. Intoxication from breathing organic vapors. The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it. She recently came back from the surgical block. She's stable. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
What did you see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back?
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out.
背中の骨折で入院だからな。
Dr. Colden?
何さ、名前だけ呼んで。
The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
She's a witch, an old hag.
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
どの晩にいじめられてるみたいですね。で、ようやくボイラー室の話題が出たから。
The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait. I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
閉めるための道具が必要で、さすがにここにはないよね。ないよね。今度閉めるための道具が必要ですと。さっきなんか倉庫番してる人は終わったのかな。あった。モンキーレンチをゲットしたからボイラーを閉めて、水が溢れたらドノバンに溢れたよっていう。
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
で、水がだばっ一回戻んなきゃダメなんだね。エリザベスはまた怒られるんだね。こっちだっけ。
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch. Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time.
このエリザベスは何も悪いことをしてないのにひたすらいびられるみたいです。かわいそうに。
Mrs. Donovan?
I'm busy. Elizabeth, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. But it's about the water.
What now?
It's off. It's not my fault.
Nothing is ever your fault. I told you to control the flow, even if I know it's not your strong point.
I've apologized 1,000 times.
かわいそうに。主人公が止めたせいなんだけどね。
At last, the missing files must be hidden here.
さあ。
The Stendhal syndrome. Of course. This is where Fuller found his diagnosis for Francis Sanders. Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle.
マストがパズルみたいになっていると。羽。
I've unlocked something. Patient files. I was...
よっ。
Right.
インタビュー。
I should go another way.
扉は開きませんと。ああ、これで聞くのかな。
Conclusions. Session number 17. Patient? Sarah Hawkins. The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos. It goes without saying that these peculiar delusions are the price that comes with her exceptional gifts.
Why is Ethan on medication?
これは調べられない。後々かな。
Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
First, I presumed that her blood was the key. But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
サラ・ホーキンスの能力は血が要因だと思っていたみたいなこと言ってるね。よいしょ。
This finger belonged to a woman. Why keep it here?
指だ。女性の指だそうです。
The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Then James came, irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
遺体を隠す必要があると。
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection.
サラ・ホーキンスの焼けた靴、家で焼けてたはずなのにここに靴があると。こんなもんか。
I must go back to the basement.
そしたら地下に行かなきゃいけないと。こっちか。
Ah, now that's the Marie that I know. I knew I could count on your scientific curiosity. It's time to show you what you were so eager to discover.
If you're gonna shoot me, at least have the decency to look me in the eyes.
Turn around. Slowly. Talk, filthy thief! I swear I'll shoot!
Take a minute to look around. Everything points to Charles Hawkins.
He's dead.
No. He was here for a very specific item.
Oh, no.
The book. Why was it in the safe?
Have you read it?
Answer the question.
How foolish of you. Now you won't be able to escape his will. What did it show you?
オカルトが足りない。
She went into Fuller's office. She was looking for Sarah Hawkins' corpse.
Sarah Hawkins, you say? Let's go back to the start, shall we? Whose life did the Necronomicon choose to show you?
Dr. Colden. She was at the Riverside Institute. She's in danger. I have to go.
Wait. No one knows the occult better than me. You might need my help.
All right. All right. I might need you after all.
Perfect. Let's meet later at the Hawkins mansion. Now go. Rescue the doctor.
Thank you, Drake.
屋敷に急いで戻ろうと。あ、違う、病院だね。そう、病院に戻ろうと。九州リバーサイド病院。さっきも九州だったっけ？あれ、気のせいか。
I pray that Colden is really here and alive.
さっき他の人の視点をパクって見てた。
The Scylla is here, like in the vision. Colden came this way.
まあ、見えたエリアに来たので、次回からここから探索を進めていこうっていう感じですね。9章。テスト。じゃあ、今日はこの辺りにしときますか。OK。配信しとるやん。あ、今終わったけどね。どうもどうも。まあ大体1、2章いつも進めて、今ちょうど終わったんで、今日は配信閉じようと思います。終わります。残念。では、また。